Well, so you saw the parents there and how the history has been as to which of the teams, or the schools actually, blast that's coming on my mind, which of the teams contesting the National Science and Maths quiz have won it enough. And I'm talking about the schools that have won it enough. We have a couple of them remaining in the rest of the competition, semi-finals, and ultimately get to the finals as it will be. The contest will be starting from 8 a.m. Kojo Yankson and the rest of the team have been there. Kojo leading the pack there, bringing to us what we should be expecting from the campus of the University of Ghana, where we have the whole contest taking place so far. Ultimately, we are your official channel and also the rest of the multimedia platforms for you to get up-to-date minutes as to what's happening from the ground. But five-time champions Presec Legon will this morning compete with Adisado College and Opokuwari for a place at the finals. And also in the other contest, we have Adisado since 2015 been to all the finals of the competition. Just think about it. But the question will be, will Legon Presec or Presec Legon or Opokuwari break the jinx? Also, can the all-girls school that is remaining in the competition be able to do something than what the trend has been? That's Wiggy Hill or Wesley girls. Would they make it to the final? It's only all females currently in the competition, and so they have to make good their position. Or would it be St. Peter's who are based in Nkwetia continuing their journey to defend the trophy? But we've had some ultimate surprises so far and remaining there and giving those shocks, just like the Malagasis are doing in the African Cup of Nations, is the Tepa Senior High School. Can they cause an upset? And would it be, as we have those great contests among GSTS, Ketasco, as well as Ogasco? So these questions we'll try to answer from the ground as we ask some critical or relevant questions from the old students who are back in their schools, indeed have been doing that throughout the competition. And live from the University of Ghana campus will bring you some great answers. But first, let's run by you what the statistics have been so far. Well, so we know that the first contest will be among Adisco Presec, and ultimately we would want also to look at how their journey has been so far, reaching here, and what we should be expecting from them, looking at what the history has been just in the competition over the period. But we'll run that by you, and it is right up next. after this contest, we have Wesley Girls, Tepa Senior High School, and St. Peter's. They are based in Nkotia. And St. Peter's, we know that they're defending the trophy. But ultimately, what should we be expecting from this? But they've had some good road to climb so far, reaching where they are. But let's take a look at it. Well, so we have GSTS, Qatar Senior High Technical School, and of course, we have ultimately Ogasco. And, you know, they so far have recorded the highest mark in the competition. But how would it portend for them today? But they've had some good rounds so far and just bulldozing their way and making some of their opponents fall along the way. Let's look at their history so far in the competition. And all this will be taking place at the University of Ghana campus. Kojo Yankson is leading the team there and they are ready. Kojo, so far, I guess everything is coming together because all the contestants from the various competing schools, especially for the first contest, are ready. But what is the atmosphere like? And it's all taking place. Campus of the University of Ghana. Kojo Yankson leading the pack there. Some great insights early on the show he gave us. But let's look at what the atmosphere is. And Kojo, good morning. And it's a good feeling. I can just imagine all the old students and also all the contestants now ready for the 8 a.m. kickoff time, if I can call it that.
Hello, Roland. I'm hoping you can hear me because I'm struggling to hear you. The action has started to kick off right here in the chamber, in the auditorium where these three giant schools are going to kick off the first of the semi-final competitions for today. As you can see, I'm absolutely ready for the action right here. But the action is everywhere, on stage as well as off. I'm going to walk you very quickly around the set so you get familiar with where the battlegrounds are going to be drawn later this morning. So as you can see behind me, this is the quiz mistress's desk. Very familiar sight for those of you who have been following the National Science and Maths quiz all through this year. Now, there is an innovation for the semi-final stage, and let me show you what it looks like. You see this here? This is the screen on which the problem of the day is going to be worked. So the contestants will be at their desk. They will work out the problem of the day on a tablet, and their work will be shown right here on the big screen behind them. So there'll be no need for them to get up and walk and write on a board. They will do all the work right here, and it will show on the screen. All right, this is a rather special place where the gladiators will be sitting to compete against each other throughout today's contest. So today, we've got three massive, giant schools coming together to face each other off in this first competition. All three schools have won this National Science and Maths quiz before. We've got Adesadel College, we've got Opoku Ware SHM, Legon. Presec Legon have won this contest 5 times, and they're already going wild in the auditorium, cheering their contestants who have not yet even taken their seats. So Presec, of course, they've won 5 times. OWAS have won twice. Adesadel has won twice. Now, last year, the best performance Presec was able to do here at the Science and Maths quiz was to get to the quarterfinals. Same for OWAS, but at Adesadel College, since 2015, every single year, they have. Today, they're at the semi-final. They are hoping to make it through to the final for the 3rd time in a row, to the 4th time in a row, actually. But before we get to all that, why don't we talk to some of the organizers and, of course, some of the old students who are here to rep their schools. So here we have Stephen Yankee, who, of course, works with Prime Time. Stephen, it's great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too, Kodo.
Now, the excitement in this place is palpable. Now, I mean, the contestants haven't even taken their seats, but already the students are going wild, as well as the old students who are here to cheer them on. Tell me, that comes with the quiz. Has there ever been a year like this one?
Oh, well, to be honest, we've seen stuff like this before, but I'm not surprised because if you look at the kind of contests that we have lined up today, especially this first contest, Presec, Opoku Ware, Adesadel, lots of bragging rights at stake in this contest. Presec is just a stone throw from here. So you would expect that naturally their students will be here in their numbers. In fact, I'll be surprised if today there is a lesson going on at Presec, but the students are definitely not going to be paying attention in class. So we expected this kind of support. I remember a couple of years back when we had Opoku Ware at the final, the last final we held here. When we got in here at about 6 a.m., we already had about 4 VIP buses. So yes, we expect this kind of reaction, this kind of atmosphere this morning, and that is why we have made an extra viewing site available. So just behind the UGBS auditorium, we have a big track over there, lots of space for people to watch. And sometimes we even tell them that if you watch on the screen, you get to see a lot more angles than if you also available for some to watch the contest live over there. All three contests are going to be beamed live over there for them to enjoy.
Tell us about the venue, University of Ghana Business School. How has it been this year? Have there been any challenges, anything that has that you've had to sort of think around the box to solve, or has it all been smooth sailing?
Well, this year has been very smooth. What we've tried to do this year is to engage a lot more security personnel. Over the years, we were using just the police. This year, we brought on board other private security personnel, and that has also given us a lot of confident that everybody who comes in here has gone through the due process. Everybody has been scanned. Sometimes even staff will get to be scanned as well, just so that we are extra careful with those who come in here. So far it's been good, but we know we have outlived this place when it comes to the final. That is why the final is going to be at the National Theatre on Thursday. Even there, the track will be outside at the parking lot, so those who cannot be in, the National Theatre can seat at most 1,400. So the rest will be outside enjoying the contest over there. Lots of activities will be going on over there. And we are sure that the school that will win will definitely come there with a lot of supporters. People are going to be busing supporters from school to this place, and we are ready for them, I should say.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now tell me about the new technology. We've got these screens, so I'm made to understand that the contestants will work the problem of the day on their tablets, and it will the screen will show what they are doing. Will it show the final work, or will it show them as they work through it?
So yes, these are the interactive smart boards we've got, but you know, it's not very easy to adapt to technology. So we've had some discussions with the teachers and the contestants. You know, they spent over the years they've been working on the notepads, and in fact they prepared the contest all the way to the semi-final, working on notepads and then writing it on the whiteboards. So well, we've reached a sort of compromise where they are still going to be writing their notepads, reading on it, but they are going to be presenting a solution on the smart board, so that gradually we ease them into the technology. For 2020 though, it's just going to be the smart board throughout, no notepads at all. Right. So this year we are just trying to just so that we go to a smooth transition this year.
Right. So how do they feel about it? Have they had the opportunity to practice with it? Do they feel confident?
Yes, we had a session with them. They have all gone through it. In fact, the winners today, the finalists, will also have the access to the smart boards, and we are going to see if it's even possible to go straight to the smart board at the grand finale on Thursday. Since we have a 2-day break, we will try that and see if they are very confident that they can use it. Why not? We may have to increase the time duration for the round of the day. Now it's 3 minutes, so we may have to give them an extra minute or so that they can get used to the board. And if that works well, we might as well just use it at the grand finale.
Wow, this is exciting, Stephen. Now, of course, for those of you watching from home, later today, St. Peter's SHS will go up against Wesley Girls High School and Tepa SHS. Now, these three schools, of course, they've made it through all the preliminary stages with quite a lot of drama. Tepa being a surprise addition to that three, because they were not they were the underdogs, if you will, in their contest, but they came out triumphant, and they're here ready to face Wesley Girls SHS and St. Peter's. Now, Wesley Girls SHS is now the only female school remaining in the contest. So you can see all the other female schools are rallying around them and hoping that they will have a showing at the final, and if they are fortunate and if they are good enough, win the final. Now, of course, the third contest today is between GSTS, Keta SHS, and St. Augustine's College. I'm not going to go into that too much because I think we all know who's winning that one. But let's very quickly meet a few of the supporters of the schools who are here today. And by the way, thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
That was wonderful.
All the best in your contest.
Right, thank you very much. I'll take that from you now. And let's meet a few of the representatives of the schools that are performing, standing up to each other this morning. So you, I'm guessing, are with Presec.
Yes, Presec.
I can see a lot of your old students are here, as well as some of the current students. And the atmosphere is palpable.
Yes.
Tell me, you guys have perhaps the best pedigree in this contest. You've won it 5 times. But last year, you only got as far as the quarterfinal.
That's true.
Which shows that really to present. Tell me about this year's contestants. How confident are you?
Well, we are very confident. In fact, we say the time is now. 10 years has been long, you know. The last time was 2009. We've been to the finals once after that. Confident, and we are sure we are taking the cup. The cup is staying in Greater Accra, and it's this is the sixth time, and we are taking it, hands down.
Now, I've got to say, OWAS and Adisco have a great pedigree as well. OWAS have won it twice. Adisco, for the past 3 years, have always made it to the final.
True.
You're coming up against some very, very powerful opponents. Why do you feel that this year you have what it takes to edge it over them?
Excellent. Well, that's a very beautiful question. We know the preparation that has gone in. We know what we have done. We know our boys. You see them. We are there. We feel within us that this is our year. We are just there. And so, there we are taking it. We say the time is now.
The time is now. Please hand that over to your colleague from Opokuwari. Now, you guys have done a great job so far getting here. But it's been over 10 years since your school won this thing. Are you sure that at this stage, when you are up against two of the best schools we have seen, that you can win?
I'm so much confident. In fact, for the past years, what we've been lacking so for the past years was composure. I'm talking about composure. You see, when the boys come upstage and they see the audience, sometimes pressure from the old students, it gives them some fear. But this year, I trust the boys. In fact, they control themselves, they have the confidence, and the flair is just there. We are taking the trophy this year.
Well, you can see how excited the audience are getting. Now, those you are hearing in the back are the Presec boys, and they are bringing the house down. These guys, they have no doubt in their minds that they're winning this, but of course, they're up against two amazingly formidable schools. Let's speak to the old students from Adesade. What's your name?
Emmanuel Kofi, Center 07.
Right. Now, which year did you finish at this school?
2007.
2007.
Sure.
All right. Now, look, for the past 3 years, Adisco has made it to the final.
It's
but
four.
4 years.
Sure.
But always the bridegroom, never the bride. Is that going to be the case this year too?
Not really, not really. Santos, when it comes to doing it, we always aim at doing it better because our motto is what motivates us. Let the Owarians brag, let the Presecans brag. They say it's their year. When it comes to the new National Maths and Science schools, no school is better than at this school. For a school making 4 straight finals and winning it in the year 2016, it's not a small feat. When it comes to games, even the least team to win always think he's going to win. So let them brag. The floor is ready. Santos will do it better.
Quietly confident Adisco there, certain of victory this year. But I've got to say the atmosphere here is crazy. Every single one of these 3 schools has no doubt that they are going to win. But only one can actually take away the plaudits and also that one seat in the final. The final, of course, will be at the National Theatre, and one of these schools will be there. If you want to know which, just stay tuned from 8 a.m. and you will find out for yourselves which of these 3 amazing schools with powerful pedigrees have the opportunity to take that one seat at the final. But this crowd, I've got to tell you, I need to meet some of them. I'm going to go across and see if they'll talk to me. Because the excitement that we're seeing here is unprecedented. Now, surprisingly, the students from Adisco are rather calm. You can see that the Adisco boys are not as animated as you will normally see. Until now. And now you you can hear them, this is the reason why Adisco is one of the best schools in this country. Certainly one of the best schools in the central region. Let's find out how they feel about this project. So let's speak to this gentleman. Are you an old student? All right, tell me, why are you confident you're going to win?
We are going to win hands down. Nobody goes into a contest to lose. And we are the Santa Clauses. Hell Adisco, we are taking it by force.
Well, if you are an old student of Adisco, then no doubt in this contest. We can speak to the Presec boys and see what sort of vim they've got going. Let me try and get into the middle of this. See if I can talk to one of them at least. Are you an old student?
Yeah, I'm an old student.
Which year did you finish?
I completed in 29.
2009.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, are there even classes going on your campus this morning?
Yeah, there are classes going on, but then it has been halted for this morning for the quiz. Because we know that we are going home with this contest. We are winning 2 straight.
Well, there's no doubt in their minds either. But there can only be one winner. Let's find out how the OWAS boys are feeling. They are all in the back here. Let me try and get through them. So many of these excited young men. Boys schools and OWAS, of course, in the middle of it. Here they are. Let's see if we can capture a bit of their experience. Unquenchable spirit going on here. And of course, this is one of the old students. Which year did you finish?
2013.
Right. So why do you think that after so many years of not winning?
Normally, we will get best students representing the school. But one thing that we realize about this particular competition is that competence is not enough. The technicality. So over the years, we realize that the people that represent, they lack some kind of technicality, the composure, the sense of calmness. Those things are not normally part of the team. So if you look at the last time we were at the finals against Presec, we had that kind of maturity. But this time around, we have these 2 wonderful lads who are so on point, composure on point, very smart, very technically, active. So from the one, I even told one of the colleagues that we will come far. And obviously the first trophy by the Science and Maths quiz will be taken by my school.
Well, the confidence is equal among all 3 schools, but only one can win. But judging from the atmosphere here in the hall today, it's anybody's guess which of these 3 schools is going to carry the day this morning. From 8 a.m., we'll be live from this room, bringing you every single moment, every single second as the 6 young boys crack their brains against the questions put to them by the National Science and Maths School. There's only one place to catch it all live, and it's right here on the JoyNews channel. Don't miss a moment of it. Back to you, Roland. Charlie, what happened? Nice one. Yeah, no, look, I think they want me to stick to the contestant quickly. Is that live or are we recording? We're still live. Okay.
This is what you're showing now.
All right, good. I can start. All right, now the excitement in this room, honestly, is unquantifiable. But in the midst of all this chaos, there are some people who are extremely calm right now. And I'm talking about the contestants. I'm going to see if I can get a quick word from every team here, and I'll start from Presec Legon. Now, they are represented by Komla and me. Let's see what we can learn from them. So, Komla and Emmanuel are busy getting ready for the contest. Gentlemen, how are you feeling? So you're confident that you can beat these two rather good schools?
With God on our side, everything is possible.
All right. Now, at the moment, I see you are writing things down, even though you haven't got any questions yet. What are you jotting down?
We are preparing for anything that might come in the contest.
Right. So writing down some of the things you remember. That's fantastic. I wish you the best of luck. All right. Let's quickly catch up with the Adisco boys who are right here, represented by Mustafa and Obed. So, gentlemen, how's everything going? Are you excited and ready for your two contestants? All right. Now, at this point, while all this noise is going on, how do you feel? Nervous or calm? How are you? What do you have a strategy for the other two teams? Well, we wish you the very best of luck. And of course, the final group here, the OWAS boys, represented by Cornelius and Kofi. Gentlemen, I see you are busy preparing. Now, you've got the new technology, the smart boards. How comfortable are you with them?
Actually, in as much as they're new, we are trying to cope with them. You know, as time goes by, we're very familiar with them and everything is fine. But as far as it's new, we can't say much about it, but it's cool.
Okay. All right. Now, of course, there's a lot of expectation. It's been quite a few years since your school last won. So, do you feel the weight of that expectation on you?
No, it's not much of a burden. We know that God is in control, so we don't let that burden us.
Well, I love the excitement and confidence of these boys and all the others who are competing today. But there is no excitement like the excitement of this crowd. They are raring to go. And this year, I have a feeling we are going to see some of the most lively and active displays of excitement that we've ever seen from a group here to support their schools at the National Science and Math Games. right, well, right now I am speaking to two gentlemen who know exactly what it's like to be sitting at these desks preparing for the gladiatorial contest of cerebrums, which we are about to see here this morning. So we have two gentlemen. This one was a contestant in 2017, and this gentleman was a teammate in 2018. Tell me your names. Now, you definitely know how your colleagues are feeling right now. Tell me, what is going through their minds?
I think at this point, at first they were very tensed up, but for now I think since they've been exposed to the stage, I think by this time they've come down.
Right. Now, in 2018, you made it to the final yet again. But as always the bridesmaid, never the bride. What do you think has been stopping you to get as far as you should?
For now, we can't exactly tell, but all we can say that last year we need him to take our chances enough. But this year we are hoping for the best, and we are hoping that when God willing, when we get to the finals once again, we will take our chances and make sure we clinch the trophy.
All right. Now tell me, what effect does all the cheering have on you when you are sitting there preparing for the contest?
I think the effects of the audience give you the boost, it boosts your morale. You got to boost your morale, so you can work harder. So persevere to the end.
Now tell me, last year, when your school was here with high expectations, expecting you to win, how did that make you feel at a sensitive stage like the semi-final?
Well, I was the head prefect of last year, so as a head prefect, I was expecting that. I mean, I add to my voice by bringing the trophy back to Santa City, but then it didn't happen. So this year, I decided to come back and help this year's team do it, and I believe that this year we will do it.
Tell me about this team. You were in school at the same time with some of them? Yeah, what do you think about their abilities?
Well, they are very good, yeah. And I know what they can do. And also, we've come back to prepare them, so I'm sure by God's grace, we'll lift our major.
Right, well, certainly you have every confidence, but you are not alone. We also have some past contestants of Presec, or are you simply students? All right, well, tell me, are classes going on your campus this morning?
Seriously, the whole campus is heated up this morning, and because everyone in the school is hoping for the best, and we know that today, as for this year, we are going for the trophy. Nothing is preventing us from going for the trophy. 10 years of fallow period, it's not a small thing. This year, we say that the time is now, and we are taking it. If they like, they should go for professors from Harvard to fill the other seats. We are still going to take it. Regardless of what they do, we are going to make it.
Well, that's some serious confidence there. Now, tell me, it's been such a long time since Presec won, even though you are the school that has won it the most times. Why do you think it's taken so long?
Well, over the past few years, things haven't really gone well for us due to some problems that we've been facing in the school. But now, I believe that there are better days ahead. By the way, this is our 10-year challenge. You know, we last won it in 2009, so this is our 10-year challenge. So
yeah, we are going for it. It's not as if things weren't going well. We relax for the children to catch up. But it looks like no one is catching up us at this point, so we have to come back and take it. If you check our previous contest this year, you can see that we are really making them up. Quarterfinals, we had 68 points. No one came closer. And we have come this year to announce our presence, because people used to say that Presec has taken 5 times and what? Past glories. It's not past glories. The truth is, we relax to see who can catch up. But then for 10 years, no one is making it. So we have to come in this year and take our thing back. 6. It's time we start talking about 6. This year we are talking about 6. That's it.
Well, there you go. Confidence all around, and we have some old students of OWAS as well. Now, we spoke to you earlier, so if you don't mind, I'll start with you. So tell me, after making it to the quarterfinals last year and being booted out and not having won it for over 12 years, why do you think this year is your year?
Okay, thank you very much for this advantage. I would say that we are most grateful to God for how far He has brought us. Let me say we are hungry for the trophy this year, because over the years we've been trying as much as possible to win. Last 2 years we were here with our disco and the Moche for the finals, and it was rather unfortunate. Our target was the Moche boys, only to find out that our disco won. But this time around, we are not talking so much. We are believing God, the Lucians here, which means God is the light of our knowledge. We believe that we are going to sail through, get to the final, and then pick up the trophy.
All right. Well, quick one sentence from you. You've got some 6 other potential schools. Even if you win this contest, you would have to face 2 of them at their finals. Are you confident that you can beat any school that comes your way?
I'm very, very confident, because looking at the fact that if you look at the schools competing this morning, these are veterans. So far as this competition is very much concerned. So definitely, once we're able to conquer some doyens, some gurus of this contest, obviously going to the finals, we go in there with so much confidence. And I'm very optimistic that come what may, we will take the first ever coveted trophy by the National Science and Maths.
You know what? If this was a contest in confidence, I would not be able to pick a winner. But thankfully, it's going to come down to hard points and correct answers. Let's see how these 3 schools do in this contest, which is about to unfold live on your screens on the Joy News channel. Because I've got to tell you, this level of excitement is what you would expect in a final. But you have it here in a semi-final, the first of 3 semi-finals, right here at the National Science and Maths Quiz, which is happening live at the University of Ghana Business School. But I've got to tell you, this kind of excitement, you only get this at the National Science and Maths Quiz. It has fast become the contest that sets apart the best schools in this country. Because schools, after all, are supposed to be centers for education. So the ones that can demonstrate the highest intellect in a quiz tends to be the ones that are seen as the best centers for education. Parents make decisions of where to send their children based on contests like this. Nancy Emefa Jadosi has been covering it. This is her second contest she's covered. And Emefa, tell me, is there something different about the energy this year?
There's something very different about the energy this year. Last year, we did not really see a lot of big schools clash like this, only for the semi-finals, having top schools like this. All these schools are winners. They are past winners. Basically, they with 5. Okokwari has 2. Adisco has 1, and so they are all big, in terms of the National Science and Maths Quiz. So very frankly, if you look at their performance from the 1/8 stage to this time, it's very difficult to tell who is going to win, because it appears they all have the same energy, they have the same performance on the stage. You cannot easily tell that, okay, this guy has been doing so well, better than this one, and so you can easily predict that Pesek will win, or Adisco will win, or Was will win. So that is what is very different about this year's National Science and Maths Quiz.
I mean, you've been here from the very beginning. Adisco last year made it to the final for the 4th time in a row and did not win. Do you think somehow that gives them a bit of an edge over the other 2 schools?
It could, but Adisco has always had a problem with their true or false. And if you remember, last year at the finals, they were leading second, and then at the true or false, they couldn't even answer 1 question correct. They've always had a problem with true or false. Even this year, at the quarterfinals, they were leading with about 18 points gap. At the end of the true or false, the margin became about 4. So that should tell you that I'm sure that they probably went back to work on it. But then they have been here for 5 consecutive times, and I'm sure that it gives them some sort of advantage. Presec, Legon, I mean, they've been trying, but then they've not been able to get the last year. I think they got to the quarterfinals. Obokwari also have not been doing so much, but I mean, they are different students, so we cannot easily say that they have an upper hand over the others.
Now, there are 2 more contests to go today. We've got Wesley Girls High School coming up against Tepa, and yeah, that's right, St. Peter's. Now, let's talk about that one for a minute. There appears to be quite a lot of goodwill from the girls' schools behind Wesley Girls. They want them to make it to the final. They want them to win. Tell me, in terms of the caliber of the other schools that they're coming up against, do they have a chance?
Wesley Girls has a chance. I think what Wesley Girls has is the second round. That's the speed race. They have a lot of expertise when it comes to that side. Because, I mean, anytime they ask a question, they seem to have some sort of understanding of the question, and so they ring the bell. But also, St. Peter's also has strength in that particular area. So I just cannot wait to see what is going to happen between those 2. And particularly these guys are also very strong. But then they realize that when they're leading with about 20 points gap, they get relaxed at around 4. And so they tend to lose some of it. But then the Western girls are very focused around 4. So they hardly get even one correct. At the 1-8, at the quarterfinals, they only won one answer, one of the questions wrong. That should tell you that they've focused enough, they've learned enough, and they are ready to bring their A game on. So they may seem to be losing maybe at the round 1, but after round 1, no.
Well, in the final contest, I should say who is going to triumph out of GSTS and Keta SHTS, because Augasco is winning. But I won't say that. I'll simply ask you whose chances do you fancy?
St. Augustine's College. This year, they're the favorite. I mean, they're the school to beat. At the prelims, they had about 76 points. At the 1-8 stage, they had over 50 points. Like, they are always doing very good. I mean, their only competition, the toughest competition they had was Tamale Senior High School. I'm sure when you are home, you are feeling the heat. I mean, it took the riddle. Newton came on and brought the riddle. And that's the one particular thing I like about the St. Augustine's guy. Their substitute is not supposed to change the guy because he's no good. But they all have strength in certain areas. And so Eliasin leaves, and then they bring on Newton. Newton comes. I'm not sure, ever since I started following, I've not heard St. Augustine's College lose a question at the round 4. At the prelims, they got all their riddles correct. At the quarterfinals, you saw it, they got all their riddles correct. I don't see it's an easy walk in the park for them. I mean, GSTs are not very strong. They've been winning with about 27 points, 22, 26. It's not very impressive. And so that particular one, we can say that, well, since Augustine's College, if they're not so complacent, they can win.
Well, she's a journalist, so she doesn't lie. And of course, we are going to see all of these contests unfold later today on the Joy News channel. It'll all be live. You won't miss a single moment of it. All you have to do is, well, nothing. Just keep your dials right here. Now, in just a few moments, the contest will begin here in the University of Ghana Business School. But what we can do is we can speak to one of the coaches of the teams, or actually a psychologist who has been paying attention to how the students have been performing, getting ready for this contest. So let's quickly catch a couple of words with him. Hello, sir, tell us your name.
My name is Dr. Kweku Opansante.
All right, now, Doc, you're a psychologist.
Yes.
You've been paying attention to how the students are faring through this contest. Talk me through what's going through their minds right now.
You see, the environment is charged right now, and the expectations are high. And these expectations may likely influence some form of anxiety in the student. So what we've done today is to talk to them to remain calm, right? And we also, you know, as this competition goes along, unfortunately there will only be one winner. So we've also informed them that this competition have taught them some basic skills which hitherto they didn't have. So if they don't win, we don't say lose. If they don't win, that means that they may have benefited. Society is proud of them, their alumni are proud of them, and the general country is proud of them. So psychologically, we prepare them. We've also informed them what to do at one point in time. If they are not too sure, would they take a risk when they are sure of the first clue? Or if they are 70% sure, would they want to ring the bell? What about if there's a confusion? They should remain calm and assure each other that the contest is not over and they are still going to make it. So we've done our best to prepare them for this very crucial contest.
What effect does the raucous cheering of the old students and their colleagues, what effect does that have on them while they go through the contest?
What I've indicated, you see, it could be a positive and a negative effect. The positive effect that this cheering can let them give up their best. On the contrary, if it doesn't go well, then they become it will dampen their spirit, and that is expected. They are emotionally, they'll be down. But as I've indicated, we've tried our best to prepare them for this stage, and I'm sure whatever be the contest, whatever be the outcome, they are ready to move on from today.
Now, no matter what, 2 of these schools will lose today.
Yes.
So do you, as a psychologist, spend more time preparing them for losing than for winning?
Okay, as part of our support for this contest, we take the student before the quiz. We also told them the things they should do during the quiz. As much as possible, they are also supposed to work as a team and not compete among each other. So they harmonize their energies as a group. And what we've been doing over the past 2 weeks is also talk to each of the contesting schools after the competition so that they manage expectation of winning it and also how to move on if they don't win the competition.
All right. Now, as I've been made to understand, there's more than one psychologist who has been working with the young students. If you can join us here for a moment. Tell me, why are there so many psychologists with these young boys? It's only a quiz.
Well, Kojo, as you know, this is a competition, and every competition comes with expectation. And sometimes, looking at where we have gotten to, it is not just who is brilliant, which school is more competitive, or which school is excelling. We are looking at the psychosocial side. As far as preparing these students are concerned, they go through a lot of challenges. And so, just as my colleague mentioned, we are interested in the before, during, and after. And so if you look at the before, some of the things we do engage them in, we look at their anxiety levels, how well they are prepared, how are they even learning. Their learning patterns, we are interested in them. Whether they are being given undue pressure from old boys, from teachers, from parents, we need to look at this. And we need to also ascertain how well they are actually preparing against having enough rest. Because if they don't rest enough, it can affect their level of concentration. It can also affect the extent to which they'll be very alert while the competition is going on. So that before we take them through this, why they need to be very focused, why they need to concentrate. And you can hear from the background a lot of noise. And I tell you, Kojo, we have professional noise makers. They are here just to use that as a strategy, just to distract their opponents from excelling. We need to groom them so they can switch off in defense, concentrate more on what is going on. And then just before they mount the stage, take their position, we also engage them. We look at their level of anxieties. If they are so anxious, we try to engage them in some basic relaxation exercises to ensure all of them are calm. And the after reaction is also very important. This is a stakeholder interaction, and we are not just concentrating on only the contestants. The teachers have a part to play. We, the organizers, Prime Time, we also have a part to play. We engage all these parties to ensure that we have a successful run. Sometimes you realize if a school becomes non-winners, you realize that most of the teachers, right after the contest, some will pass through Medina, another pass through Kaswa, another through Nungwa. The same thing with the spectators, and that doesn't encourage the students, and it affects their after reactions, and we realize that some of them will be wailing and crying after the incident. So we want to manage all these things and assist them. And as you can see, gradually Prime Time is introducing change, innovation. For instance, today we are going to use the electronic board. How do we even introduce the change readiness, change preparedness, and all these things. These are all parts that we come into being to ensure that we prepare the students adequately and warm ourselves to these changes so that come next year, we'll be able to use the new innovative technologies that we want to apply in the field.
All right, now let me ask about this. There's a lot of activity on social media. NSMQ trolling, as they say. People are teasing each other and making up all kinds of memes and jokes. Tell me, what effect does that have on the contestants?
Well, some of the contestants may try to follow some of this, but as we indicated, for those who have lost, I mean, we have taken them through some form of psychosocial support, that even if they've lost the competition and as they go to their various homes, they should know that they have achieved something. There are so many schools, over 134 schools, and if they go to quarterfinals and they couldn't make it to the semis, it's an achievement. And as I indicated earlier on, they may have learned some skills which hitherto they didn't have. So, in as much as the trolling is inevitable, we're in the social media world, it's inevitable, but they try to know how to manage such outcomes.
I must say that wholesome teasing is okay for every competition. If it is wholesome, it's not disparaging, it's not insulting, but has to actually add spice to the whole context, it's very fine. I can hear some of my V-mates at the back, and sometimes the way they cheer and all that. If it is wholesome, it's encouraging, it's good for the competition. But what we want to advise against is using insulting comments, calling names, and once in a while, you do hear someone in the stands trying to call names and say, this guy wabompa. These ones we try to discourage. And we also gave a word of, we suggested to the media houses, the way we also report, we need to also be circumspect, because we need you as part of the stakeholders to ensure that the psychosocial support is excellent. So the media, how we report, so and so trashes, so and so dumps. We want to be careful with the way we use these wordings in our captions, and this is something that also as a media partner we want to also check. So we are hoping that at the end of this contest, our repertoire will change from so and so dumps as against so and so our passes. Possibly that may be very holistic, and it will help the very cause that we are trying to do.
Doctor, thank you both very much for your time. Why don't we meet some other actors in this drama, if you will? Now, these are the timekeepers, the people who make sure that everything ticks exactly as it should, and they also compile scores to make sure that we keep a faithful record. Now, tell me your name, please.
Please, my name is Justice Uche.
Justice, have you ever got it wrong?
Well, sometimes, but not this year. I've not got any, anything wrong. Yes, what I'll do is every round, we have 3 schools competing. So after every round, I'll show it to them and then send it to the police mistress. Sometimes they also make a lot of mistakes. Then we correct them and then we send it to the police mistress. So if there's any mistakes, they'll also correct me. Yeah.
So tell me, do you sometimes get carried away? This is a very exciting contest. Do you sometimes forget that you have a duty here when you are caught up in the drama? And tell me your name as well.
My name is Gibson Christian. Yeah, it's so normal. I mean, when the place is charged up, I mean, we get so much involved in the contest. So sometimes you can't even forget to, you understand, to start the time, because we are so much into what is going on stage. And I've been on stage once, so I know how it feels for the girl to go out on you. So it's all part of it.
Which school did you compete for?
Xavier.
Yeah. Okay. So well, you have a bit of knowledge of how these students are feeling right now. Tell me, what do you think is going through their minds?
Right now, I think there's so much going on in their heads, all right? They're looking at making it to the finals, and they're looking at who is watching them from downstage, you understand? So it becomes so difficult balancing the two. I mean, making it to the finals and having to please people. I mean, most of the schools, Presec for instance, I mean, they have a 5-time championship, all right? So they're looking up to keeping that. And they are looking up to keep concentrating on what they are doing. It becomes really, really difficult. At this stage, it's so difficult. I must tell you the truth.
Well, the drama is certainly not missing from this table. I'm going to very quickly speak to the third timekeeper here. So tell us your name.
I'm Amahoko Dugard.
What is the toughest part of your job?
I think making sure that you start the time, yes, because sometimes they have 10 seconds, sometimes they have 30. So if you don't start it and then the time goes overboard, yes, you're in trouble.
I can imagine. Are you the one who rings the bell?
Yes.
All right, I see 2 things here. Which one is the one that rings it? That one. Don't press it yet. Okay. So you press this and then this one rings.
Yes, exactly.
Right, okay. So you know what? Let's imagine there's a 10-second time frame. This is what they used to keep the time. So give us 10 seconds on the clock. Let's see what happens. All right. So there you go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've been dying to do this. Woo! That's how it works right here. You'll be hearing a lot of that today, all through the day, as 3 semi-final contests unfold right before your very eyes on the Joy News channel. We can speak to a couple more individuals here, and these are the scorekeepers. 2 gentlemen, good morning to you both. You are the ones who are writing down the scores.
Yes, please.
Tell me, is your job challenging?
Oh, no. Basically, we are representing the schools. So I'm for Pukuai, that is the school. Then my friend here is for Presec. So we are basically recording the marks for the contestants. Then after that, we are going to tally it with the main timekeeper that works for the NSMQ. After that, when we tally it and everything's okay, then they present it to the quiz mistress. So that's basically what we do.
All right. Do you ever have disputes?
Oh, no. But sometimes maybe when we score, our other counterparts may not get the marks as other schools have gotten. So what you have to do is that when we also finish, we have to compare with other colleagues from different schools. And when everything is okay, we also compare with the main man from the NSMQ.
All right. Well, thanks for that. There are some more scorekeepers here. I'm guessing you are representing Prempeh, and then you are representing at this school. All right. So first of all, with Prempeh, Presec, forgive me. Prempeh, where's Prempeh? So tell me, do you also have the weight of expectation on you to get things right, to make sure that your school is not cheated?
Yeah, that expectation is there. Sometimes too much was. Imagine writing a negative word for your school when they get admission. You have to. It's very challenging.
Have you ever had to dispute any scores?
So far.
All right. Well, I'll ask the same question to you, Adisco's rep. Do you ever have a need to dispute a score?
No, we haven't encountered anything like that yet. And I don't hope it happens anytime soon.
All right. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, then I have a feeling you've seen this before. Adisco in the semi-final, Adisco in the final. Do you think this year you're actually going to move to win it?
Of course, that's the reason we are here. So I don't have to be pessimistic, I have to be optimistic. So that's the reason we are here. So we are winning. And of course, the cup is going to Central Region and no other place, Cape Coast and Addis Ababa on the hill.
All right. Well, at least he will be playing his part in possibly making that happen by keeping faithful score all the way through this morning's contest. Now, look, it's all about to kick off right here at the University of Ghana Business School. Everybody is excited and ready to get to grips with everything, and no doubt there will be some serious loud cheering happening right here in the hall. Now you can see how the old school supporters unions are up and on their feet. We can go up to the back and meet some of them, see if we can get infected by their excitement. And this, of course, is a supporters union. Let's find out who they are. Right. So which schools are you representing?
These are the Presecans.
Are you all Presecans?
No, there's some joy boys among us. There's some joy boys among us. There's some thieves among us.
Calm down. Let's take it easy.
I went to the Khalid, which has produced rich people and not people with name. We produce rich people. This are the produce rich people.
From the Santalan. We are from
the only college in Ghana. The rest.
In fact, we have the Speaker of Parliament with us. We have the Speaker of Parliament with us. We have a Kuja with us.
The Speaker of Parliament said, "Man, one people. When you mind, they're not going to be
They're always producing things like that one. They are producing things like that one.
Then we want Susie Wonder. They come semi-final this year. We'll cover them today. Then we'll come next decade. We are the joy.
No, they're not from anywhere than the Santalan. They're from the Santalan.
Present the past glories. That time they present the cake, then they take from Kobo them. We will take OAS, you know OAS. 2016 we take do them. Today we will take do them. You know,
it's a winning game. You know. We ain't joking. This is a disco for you. Either the first or the first. You get it. Forget present. Forget the OAS. A disco with the inch.
Well, I've got to tell you, they call themselves supporters unions. But I don't really think they are a union of any sort. They are certainly segregated in school lines. But let's very quickly see if we can have a word with some of the consultants, those who have been working to set the questions. They are sitting comfortably up here. Let me see if I can catch a few of their eyes and attentions as the whole contest unfolds. So right before me, we have some of the consultants who have worked on the questions and set them for the contestants. Why don't you tell us your name, sir?
I'm Dr. Ebenezer Olusu.
Doc, this year the questions are hard. How come?
No, they are not hard. They are just standard questions. You know, if you have gone through 3 years of secondary education, some of these fundamental concepts, you should be able to answer them. They are saying that it's hard because this year there are a lot of questions that demand reasoning, not the recall type, where you need to recall what you have. This time around, you have a lot of applications. That's why they're complaining.
Does it surprise you that Doc, if I can ask your name, sir? Well, Doc, I was just speaking to your colleague about the fact that some of the schools have found the questions rather difficult this year. He explained that it's because some of the questions call for reasoning rather than recall. Now, tell me, Doc, is this perhaps an indictment on our education system?
Not really. We are taking national science and maths quiz to a totally different level. So, rote learning will not take students anywhere. Of course, it's important that students understand what they do. And that is what we are really testing, not what they memorize. Yes. And this year, I won't say the questions are difficult. They are challenging. In mathematics, don't say anything difficult. It's challenging.
Challenging.
We are challenging the students to show us what they can do.
Now, tell me, these riddles, how do you come up with them? They're so innovative.
Riddles is like telling a story. You have a concept. It has various different aspects of it. And then you build up the aspects leading to the actual thing that you are looking for. A riddle is not a definition. What is this? No. You need a very broad knowledge of the subject to be able to understand a riddle. A riddle in mathematics may have clues in biology, chemistry, physics, and so on. And what is really important is language. Two aspects of the language. The English language and the language of the subject. That is what we test in here.
Wow, well, that makes a lot of sense. Now, may I ask your name, please?
William Asmaning.
That's doctor or professor?
Professor.
Yeah, Prof. We've just been learning about how this year the questions were geared towards reasoning rather than recall. Tell me, how do you assess the quality of the contestants this year?
Generally, the standard has improved. There were some questions that could not be answered in the past, and this year they have answered some of them, not all of them.
Now, one thing we notice is that those of us who are watching, who are not science students, we miss a lot of the meanings of the terminologies that are used in the questions and so forth. Do you have any suggestions of how we can, anything that can be done for subsequent quizzes to make sure that those of us who are following might pick up the meanings as the questions are being read and answered?
Well, this is a contest in science and maths, and we should be as up to date as much as possible. So we can't compromise. Unfortunately, we cannot compromise on this. We have to use the current terms which the students are learning from their textbooks and so on.
Thank you so much, Professor William. And of course, he's one of the consultants who helps in the setting of the questions. Now, this year, at the preliminary stage, just as last year, this lady right here was one of the quiz mistresses. We're going to catch a quick word with her as we prepare to settle down for the quiz. And I only want to know from you what you think of the standard of the contestants this year.
Oh, this year they've been good. Some have not performed as well as we had expected.